Hey there, welcome. This is Wildreader's thoughts, comments, reaction and recommendation corner of Manhwa stories. If you're bored of reading romance, try exploring into other genres like this one I am recommending. I love a good doomsday story and fantasy action, so here are a variety of plotlines and stories you might enjoy and maybe tune in too. Enjoy. Rise from the rubble. 10 years after the meteorite hit Earth, various monsters that had never been seen before started appearing in S-City. Zuo Fan carried the title of a traitor's child. He was caught in a scheme plot by someone while hunting the monsters on the battlefield. But he awakened a system. Since then, he started to walk on the path to find the reason and truth behind his father being a traitor, and gradually his path changed to one that was destined to save the world. A powerful main character fighting for justice and seeking revenge? I'm seated. Rise from the rubble. Around 50 years ago, after the Korean War, demon world gates appeared abruptly all over the world. Through the gates, demon creatures appeared. These otherworldly beings, utterly impervious to modern weaponry, rained destruction across the world. Just when all hope for humanity was lost, the Masters awakened, humanity's one chance for salvation. With the appearance of these entities, the world began to change rapidly. Fast forward to 50 years later, we meet Gang Kyu-sung, who had worked for a small company as a deputy who could never catch a lucky break nor even got promoted. That is, until he happens to awaken as a master. No perfect main character here. You'll get annoyed with him, but it's your call or taste if you want to read. The Last Human. Zuo Qianqian is the last living human in a mutated zombie-infested city. Just when he was sure he died, he finds his soul returned to just before that ill-fated day 10 years ago. He swears he'll protect the people important to him this time round and reunite with his past lover. Watch his struggles to survive equipped with his memory of the next 10 years. This is a really good Chinese manhwa story, though it really has a lot of chapters, but then at least you won't be waiting for updates cause you have a lot you have to read. The Earth's Chosen Savior. With the announcement of Earth's end, awful creatures showed up. In the midst of an apocalypse that tramples on the sanctity of humans, the Savior, Park Jung-woo's tale to save the world beings. The main character torn into being a villain or a hero. This is a really nice plot to read. Rendezvous. After being beaten up by bullies, high school senior Yi Kong wakes up from a coma, only to find the world in ruins from an alien invasion. The streets around him are littered and empty, with bullies out looking for their next prey. As he navigates this new world, despite being too weak, he is determined to find and save his friend Younglin. Between bullies, aliens and this post-apocalyptic reality, he'll do all he can to survive, and to bring down those out to get him. The artwork is just amazing. The story's confusing on first read, but it's actually fun. The plot twists near the end are genuinely well thought out, just overall great writing and illustration. Trace of Doomsday. In 2028, human beings are almost wiped out by a heavy rain carrying a mutant virus. The streets are filled with wandering monsters, and the world becomes a living hell. A tiny minority of survivors have to hide in the underground city that is made up of subways. However, the main characters have to leave the safe place and try to save themselves in the deserted above-ground land. You'll love and hate some characters here, just like every Doomsday movie. One day, suddenly, Seoul is. The terrible variation virus that suddenly hit Seoul one day. Yi Yu, who has been on a school trip to Seoul, is buzzing about the idea that he can get acquainted with his classmate Seoyeon, who was his unrequited love. But, an unidentified cells appeared in front of Yi Yu's class while sightseeing in Seoul. The class trip turns into hell because of the cells that turn people into ferocious figure if they come into contact. Can Yi and So escape Seoul safely? If you are a fan of zombie manhwa but want to try even more chilly story than them, then this is for you. Tacit. A world destroyed by pollutants that spread zombie viruses and the people who have adapted to live there. Amina, a village served by both high resources and an excellent doctor, Simon. However, Simon disappears, and the people of Amina fall into despair. Ruby was born and raised in Amina. Due to her presence, the long-forgotten incidents begin to be uncovered. This is another zombie apocalypse manhwa and I am loving it so far. The First Hunter. One day the world perished, and a group of monsters emerged to control the whole world. In this eschatology, a group of people awakened and each acquired different special abilities. They are constantly escalating in the struggle, trying to save the world. The Infinite Chaos mode of Degui upgrade will be open soon. I love this story. It's good. If you like monster movies you'll probably like this. It's just monster fight after monster fight. Return survival. A catastrophe, a zombie virus that hit the Earth. 3 years to survive a devastating and desperate life through dozens of death crises on a ruined planet. Eventually, MC couldn't stand it anymore, and he was hit by a zombie horde and ended up. And, when he opened his eyes again, he was back in the past just 6 months before the zombie virus came into the world. In the next 6 months, this peaceful world will perish. And only him knows it. This manhwa is what started me from binge reading post-apocalyptic plots in manhwa. It's so well organized and they really act rationally on how surviving the apocalypse. Salute to the author and artist. Like and subscribe for more recommendations.